What is next for Dillon Brooks and the Sacramento Kings? Okay, Dillon Brooks was informed that he will not be re-signed with the Grizzlies in this upcoming offseason. So what does this mean for the Kings, and how does it affect LeBron's legacy? Okay, the Kings are slowly becoming a dynasty. They had such a great playoff run and such a great season, and there's so much more good for the Kings upcoming this next season. Since the playoffs for the Kings are over, the Kings can spend $156 million, and as we to like other players and stuff. And as we saw in the playoffs, Dillon can't carry a team by himself. I know he has players like Sabonis and Keegan Murray, but I think they need one or two players to come off the bench that will make a big impact. And as we saw in the playoffs, the Kings need a better wing, power forward, and backup center. So don't be surprised if Monty McNair makes a lot of moves in trades and signing this offseason. We need a player that could go alongside Davion Mitchell and a better big man to come off the bench, because Alex Len, he might work. I mean, let's be honest. You know what? It might work out. So the Kings have some trades and signings to do in the offseason. And as we have seen in the past, Monty McNair is really good at finding players that this team really needs, and he's good at finding players that fit. And not finding like a Kevin Durant type player, because the Kings don't need another superstar to be a great team next season. It's sad to see that we might lose Harrison Barnes, Trey Lyles, and Alex Len. I hope we sign them because they were a big impact on the team during the regular season and playoffs. Alex Len was a big help in the playoffs to come off the bench, because the Kings didn't really have a good, consistent backup big, so they had to run with Alex Len. So because they were a big impact in the regular season, I am predicting that at least Trey Lyles will be re-signed. A player I wish they could have got during the regular season was Matisse Thybulle, because he could pair really well with Davion Mitchell to come off the bench. Another good player that's kind of a reach is Jared Vanderbilt. He's with the Lakers now. He's doing a really good job. He locked up Curry last game. He only scored like 30 points or something like that. And he just came off a 50-point game. So Jared Vanderbilt would have been the best case scenario. And OG Anunoby, he would have been good too. But I think he's a little overhyped for his price, and we'd have to give up a lot to get him. But the big hot take right now is Dillon Brooks. Could the Kings consider signing him in the offseason? He's a great defender, but there is just too much drama with him, and I think the Kings, if they sign him, it would ruin the new culture that's on this team. Now that we have good shooters surrounded by Dillon and Sabonis, we need a backup big man and more defenders, and that's how we'll make it far in the playoffs, by getting players like that on this team. If we find at least a better backup big man and at least one or two more solid defenders to come off the bench, the Kings will make it past the first round of the playoffs next season. That's my prediction. Keep the receipts. The Kings are going to have a great season next season, and this has been a great season for the Kings, and I'll talk to you guys more in the off season.